Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I'm sharing my streamlined approach to winterizing an above ground pool. Bare minimum effort for maximum benefit. That's the point here. Now, there's plenty of advice out there, but honestly, following every detailed step can be more hassle than it's worth, and sometimes even damaging. In this video, I'll show you a simpler method that saves time, effort, and money without sacrificing results. So to begin with, the manufacturers of these above ground pools will always recommend that you completely drain and disassemble your pool every winter, especially if it gets below freezing where you live. I consider this completely unnecessary and a total waste of time. The following is my approach. You want to do this late in the season, basically after all the leaves have fallen and just before freezing temperatures. So the first thing I do is skim out any debris. Leaves, bugs, and whatever else may have fallen in recently. Ideally, it's better to get this out now than let it turn into a sludge under a layer of ice. Next, vacuum and scrub the pool one last time. This step is important because you want to minimize algae growth and prevent staining during the off-season. If you can see it, you should vacuum it up. Go ahead and give it a good scrub along the walls, too. The cleaner you can get your pool before winter, the better it will look when you open it next spring. Then it's time to remove all accessories like ladders, pool toys, and solar covers. Anything that's not a permanent part of your pool needs to come out. Ladders especially can cause issues if left in. They tend to accumulate debris, which you won't see until spring. Alright, now we're going to add a winterizing kit of chemicals. You can buy these pre-packaged at your local pool store or online. I'll put a link below to one of the most popular ones on Amazon. They typically include some mineral fighters and clarifiers that prevent staining and scale buildup, an algicide, a chlorine shock, and some slow-release chlorine tablets. Follow the instructions on the kit and spread the chemicals evenly around the pool. I go ahead and put them all in at the same time. Okay, so this part is really important. After you've added the chemicals, run the pump for at least 24 hours to circulate the chemicals thoroughly. You want it well mixed, ensuring that they get into every corner of the pool. By the way, if these videos are helping you out, please consider subscribing and giving this video a thumbs up. It really helps me out and I appreciate it. Thank you. Alright, next up, drain the pool below the feed line. I typically lower the water level just a little bit below the jet because I don't want water inside the jet mechanism where it could freeze and crack the plastic. You can always drain it lower if you want, just don't drain it completely because having water in the pool provides stability against snow and ice. Okay, so once that's done, put in your feed line plugs, then remove and drain all the hoses. the pump, and filter media reservoir. Now is a perfect time to clean these tubes if you are so inclined. Take a minute to disconnect everything properly. Make sure all the water is drained out, and consider labeling where each tube goes. Once they're removed, all of these components should be stored somewhere dry, like a garage or shed, so they don't get damaged by the freeze and thaw cycle over the winter. Alright, so now I want to address a couple of common questions that I see. First, why do you need to winterize your pool in the first place? Good question. There are two main reasons. The first is so that you don't have to start the swimming season in the spring with a green and brown cesspool. If you do this right, you'll start the season with clear water and probably minimal vacuuming. The other reason is so that you don't damage your pump or tubing. If water freezes inside any of these components, it will expand and crack the plastic, rendering them leaky and inoperable. Finally, it saves water. If you don't take down your pool, you save that amount of water when you need to fill up next year. Next, do you need a pool cover? In my opinion, no. I actually recommend not using one. This may be controversial, but I find that covers can trap moisture, leading to rust on the support rails. The other problem I've run into is that they can act like a sail in strong winds, flapping around and causing damage to the pool. The main argument I can see for a pool cover is to keep leaves out, but in that case, I think you're better off using a leaf net temporarily and then removing it when the pool is going to freeze over. Also, do you need a pool pillow? A pool pillow is another one of those things that I think is unnecessary. If you've got any questions or your own tips for winterizing, drop them in the comments below. So here's a quick summary and recap of the steps. 1. Skim the debris. 2. Vacuum and scrub the pool. 3. Remove accessories. 4. Add your winterizing chemicals. 5. Run the pump for 24 hours. 6. Drain the water below the feed line. 7. Disconnect, drain, and store all hoses and the pump. Finally, skip the pool pillow and cover. They're more trouble than they're worth. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.